What is going on, boys and girls? Welcome back to another video. Hello, if this is the first time finding the channel. So yes, we've done it again. The Diecast gods are looking down on me, or a gentleman that's watched my YouTube videos and said, I got some models I want to sell. That's exactly how today has gone. 7-hour road trip. Let's flip it around and let's take a look at what I purchased. So there we go. Let's have a quick little glance over the collection before we get into it. The budgie down there is trying to jump ship. That's all right, though. As you can see, the majority of this stuff is vintage with a couple of more modern things floating around. A lot of it was actually his childhood toys, and then he started collecting about 10 years ago. That's how there's a bit more modern things like the Noddy set and stuff there, and like James Bond. But nice sets. They're not going to be a lot of money. You know, people are going to love them. That's beautiful as well, this one here. It's a twin set with the Batmobiles in there. Very, very nice. The carry cases are full of models. Yes, that's a red Mustang. Yes, that's a purple GTO, which are quite nice to have, or the purple Pontiac even. But yeah, where do we start? Right down here in the front row? Actually, so what I did, the majority of this is actually a gentleman's collection. Then I found a buddy of mine who was in the same area. Have you got any things for me? Yeah, nip on over, Joe. That's how it went. And that's how I ended up with the tractors off him and one or two of the other boxings down here and the budgies, actually. But yeah, we just put it all on the table. We'll start down the front and let's get into it. So we've got the Dinky 107 Sunbeam Alpine Sports. Very nice condition model. This was very dusty. I've cleaned it up slightly. Haven't done it properly, but slightly. It's come up very nice. Also, the decals are great, and they normally suffer terrible for the helmets chipping on those. That's actually in really good condition. Next to it, you've got the 157 XK120, of course, in a two-tone color. Two-tone, always desirable and important. The correct color spot is actually on the end tab there. And you've got the 202 Fiat Abarth with a Matra. Look at the condition on both of these. They are literally as mint as you will find them. They are crisp. There's no damage to them. Sort of thing that's coming a bit more desirable. This one is actually missing the stickers off the back, but you could clean that residue off there and you would never tell. It's got the engine covered as well. So yeah, that's like the whole era of Dinky and Corgi. Well, Dinky and Corgi have always battled each other, haven't they? But these are the speed wheels era, which you know, the faster models to compete with Corgi's whiz wheels. But yeah, they're pretty sweet. The Bembros little Land Rover here, the Mighty Midget, completely original in near mint condition. These suffer terrible with casting fatigue, so it's really, really nice to have one in this condition. Axles are all great as well. They snap in here so easy. So yeah, that's beautiful. Of course, with the original box, the correct box as well, the number 35 Army Land Rover. Very nice. And there's a couple of Matchboxes floating around next to it as well then. You've got the Renault 17 TL. Yeah, look, these are probably like, you know, best as you will find, really, aren't they? Stunning condition. That's mint. The Ford Capri is in gorgeous condition. One little chip there, which is quite common just from opening the hood of the model. And then you've got the Roller-matics then, which I think are great. I love that, the way that little engine just jumps as you push it. Model itself, look at that condition of that. That's mint. Literally mint. The original box is fantastic too. Couple of little storage creases, but overall, really, really nice example. And then next to that, we've got another one of the major packs. The one I had a couple of weeks ago sold straight away. And this one will probably do the same. Let's turn it on the right way though, isn't it? One-handed, these are a nightmare to do. So do apologize. I want to do that gently. You can see it's got a slight tear there, so we don't want to make that any worse. However, these Cooper Jarretts, I think they're great. Making a meal of that, mind, aren't we? There we go. Chicago trucks, brilliant. It's got the all-important second wheel axle down there as well, which connects both of them up. Really, really nice example. So let's just sit that there. Actually, we'll push that in there. I'll be all right. And then we've got a Tekno Denmark Ford D series. Well, these are D800s. Carlsberg beer. Look at this. The original sticker is still on the front. You can see it's started to peel ever so slightly. There's a little bit of dust got behind it. That's why it's a slightly different color. But importantly, it's complete with all the original crates. That rear decal is amazing. I love this model. I probably paid too much money for it. Well, my friend was actually buying this one for himself. And I was like, nope, I've got to have it. Sometimes the collector in you, it just comes out, you know what I mean? So yeah, we'll see what we can ask for that. But you just don't see them, in all fairness. You really don't see them. Great example. Now, we'll come back to the budgies. Let's start with the Dinky 205 Lotus Cortina rally car. Great example. Couple of small paint chips. Importantly, original stickers are there. Original aerials are there. Mirrors, spot lamps. Nice example. The 186 Mercedes-Benz is actually the slightly more desirable one, being a lighter colour, not the dark blue that you see. And it's got, it's like a bit of a white interior. You can get that with the yellow interior, but that's a white interior. The grille crest is also on there, which is quite important. And you've got the 195 Jaguar 3.4 Saloon. If you watch a video from last week sometime, we were chatting about how Corgi went for like the 2.4 litres, and then Dinky were like, let's do the 3.4s. But yeah, nice example. Tax disc as well in there. Overall, very nice. One or two little marks to the roof, which you could touch them in if you wanted to. I prefer to keep things original. Next to that, we've got the 241 Corgi Gear L64 with a Chrysler V8. This has excellent chrome. It's got dual lights. Sorry, I was struggling to focus a little bit there. Of course, the Corgi dog in the rear window. Now, the glass literally sits against the dog. So you will see a lot of these gears with cracked windows, because that's the point where they will just, well, that's the weak point, I guess. But look at the chrome on that. That's stunning, that example. Really nice indeed. And next to it, the Marlin. Of course, a lot of these do have paperwork as well. You'll have to see which one's on the store. But this 263 Marlin, bit of dust on the roof there. It is near perfect. Suspension is fantastic. You got the tow bar on there. The box is just crisp as anything. If you're looking for like one of the better examples out there that you can find, this is definitely one that I would consider buying. You've got the Dinky 198 Rolls-Royce Phantom V. Again, important, the grille crest is on there. And also, this is the model with the sliding up and down windows. But yeah, that's lovely. Driver sitting in there as well. Good chrome bumpers. Good base. Nice example indeed. And then next to it, I've got two desirable models that are, well, they've always been desirable. The Ford Escort is pretty sought after regardless what version it is. But this is a 270 Panda police car. But yeah, that's great. Really nice, actually. With, of course, with the stickers and the roof sign on it. And then one of my personal favourite dinkies of this era is the 282 Austin 1800 Taxi in near mint condition. One or two small marks, actually. Look at that. That is beautiful. Always been a desirable model. See remnants, the original price sticker under there. That will clean off. Great box as well. These boxes suffer terrible with the end flaps just falling off. It's just that era of dinky box. It's not as strong as what the earlier ones were. Really nice. French dinky. The Renault Estafette van. Again, original canopy on the back. That's actually pretty nice, to be fair. I love these. Of course, in the real world, these are a great alternative to the Volkswagen split screens. You don't see them as much. They don't cost as much money to buy. Really nice. And they had a real long run as well, didn't they? But yeah, cool models. Anyway, the 419 Ford Zephyr motorway patrol vehicle. Great example. Original decals, original aerial. Dinky 149 sitter on Diane. That's got a couple of nicks on it. It's going to be cheap enough. 159 Ford Cortina. Again, desirable model. Always sells pretty well. Nice to see it, you know, as a rally car and road car there right next to each other. 251 Hillman Imp. Nice example. And it has rear suspension. I'm not going to press on it too much, but it's not collapsed. It actually works. Really nice. Next to that, you've got the 215 Ford Thunderbird. Really nice example. Actually, look at the paintwork on that. One or two small little nicks, but overall, yeah, it's a beauty. Can't fault it. Another Studebaker Golden Hawk in that like chrome pitted finish. Like all of them, it's got a bit of rub marks to the roof. That happens. We chatted about that in the last video too. The Marcus next to it has some paint chip in. The Triumph Herald is pretty nice. Similar price to what I've just sold, probably. There we go. These aren't going to be a lot of money, you know. With the original box, probably ask about 50-ish for it, and he'll sell at that price. Mint, you can double it, you know. That's what I always try and do, is price things accordingly. Now, we've got a dinky Alfa Romeo tipper here. The Le Mans, really nice example. Look how mint and crisp that is. Complete with the original paperwork. That's very nice indeed. Then we've got a dinky 192 Range Rover in the bronze. Look at the condition on that. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. With the original box too. I'm a big fan of that. Then the 417 Land Rover. Original box is very crisp. But look at the condition on that. That is beautiful. Of course, all original. Very nice indeed. That will take pride in anyone's collection. Land Rovers are always desirable, so yeah, it's one to one to look out for sure. Then you've got the budgie toys over here, various budgie models. You just don't see them. You really, really don't see them. This is one of the more desirable ones there, especially with this. Look at the slight casting fatigue on the top there. These do suffer terrible with it, but you know, it's got the original tracks with it as well. Then we've got the little transporter there. We've got the low loader with the cable drums. We've got the delivery van. That's a bit more of a desirable one. But, you know, still sells pretty well. Then there's a bunch of nice vintage Britons going down, from the Massey Ferguson Combine Harvester to various Massey tractors, all different sizes and different ones. They're really nice. Matchbox carry case here. Just drop that down. There's a couple of original cards in here floating around. Look, as you can see there, what a great example. With all those in the bottom too. Really nice. If we're on the theme of carry cases, let's go and check out this one here. Again, really, really nice. And of course, the red Mustang, desirable. The GTO, desirable. I keep calling the GTO. The Pontiac is desirable. But some of these are really, really nice. Look at that. And there's also a lot of like rockets floating around in the two cases. And I actually have all the original keys to go with them. And the keys actually have the stickers on them, which is pretty awesome. There we go, couple more in there. And as you can see that there, look at that. Very nice indeed. I love that. And then, yeah, a couple of modern ones, as we said, a couple of Vanguards, the Noddy car. Now that up there, the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, is actually the original issue in the car, but it's a 1991 box. So I don't know whether to sell it separate or just sell it cheaper like that. Then we've got a little plastic van wall there. That's really nice. Another Holmes wrecker, this time with the figures, and it's the gold booms, not the silver. That's pretty nice. The Common gift set, GS24, one of my all-time favorites. They sell really, really well. That is complete inside as well. Just above it, you can see we've got the Corgi Juniors Club Racing set. A very desirable set, simply because of the Ford Capri there in the blue colour. It's a hard combination to find. That set is very, very nice. Right next to it, we've got a Dinky Sea King helicopter, which has the original paperwork, and the original sticker sheet as well is in there, unused. Very nice modern Skyfall set. So what do you think? How did I do? Getting excited about these collections coming in like this on a weekly basis. Very, very happy indeed, actually. What's your favorite model? Let me know. I'm just looking through all this now, and that Tekno truck, I think, is fantastic. That's why I paid up. I had to have it. But a lot of it is really nice, to be fair. Some really desirable models. I'm looking forward to getting them listed on the eBay store. Time you've watched this video, they're all going to be on there. But boys and girls, thank you very much for tuning in to another video. I shall see you very, very soon, whether it's exploring abandoned buildings, car graveyards, or the toys. Stick around for everything cool. Until next time, you know exactly what to do. Happy collecting.